Hey guys, Lisa Young Sutton here with a video on counting rounds and counting pips. We are going to start by talking about counting rounds that you perform with a grand tableau. Why perform a counting round? Well, it's just another reading technique to provide more information. You can use it to connect particular cards in a tableau, but or just like for a final word of advice, a final message, a type of summary, if you will. No matter what, it's going to give you a smaller number of cards, okay, to kind of sum up the entire reading with. Now, you can count either forward or backward from any card of interest. A lot of readers only ever count from the significator card, the seeker's card. But I use different cards, and I'm going to show you an example of that when we do the backward counting. But for now, we're just going to count from the seeker's card. Okay? So now I always count by sevens. You can count by any odd number that you want, and you'll wind up with different number of cards for the final line. But I always count by sevens for both the 9x4 and the 8x4 plus 4, which gives me a line of 5 every time. So I don't have to think about it because I always do it that way, and it works perfectly for me. So you can either pull them out of the tableau and lay them in a line, which is what I always do. Or if you don't want to mess up your tableau, you can just write them on a piece of paper, or you can pull them out of another deck. So you're going to lay the cards in the order in which you pulled them out of the tableau. So using this example, we're going to start with her. You always count the number of the card that that you're starting on as number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have the clover. And then you start 1 where the clover was. Don't start it here. Start it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have the moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got the cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got the tower. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got the clouds. All right. So if you're wondering what about these other cards that we didn't count through, well, if we count it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're back on her. So it always works out. All right. So let me just put these on here. I'll put these on here just so you can see them more clearly. Okay. All right. So there they are. Now, so at the center, we have burdens, we have sacrifices, obligations, maybe guilt. The first card, I'm mirroring here. Okay, so the first card is Clover, mirrors the clouds. I would tell her to lighten up, stop taking things so seriously. And then we have the moon mirroring the tower. I would tell her to rise above and see things in a new light. Optimism will give you an advantage over your clouded rationality. Ooh. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so there you go. There's one example. Let me put these back, and then I'll show you another example. Okay. Now let's do a backward count to find the source of a problem. So we're going to look at the clouds for this, right? I always look to the clouds in the tableau to tell me what is the greatest troubles of the seeker, where are their greatest problems, right? So I look to the clouds for that. So we're going to do a backward count. Now, in this case, let's pretend that this tableau is for him, since he's down here, all right? But we're going to count from the clouds. We're going to do a backward count to see where his greatest troubles started. So counting back from the clouds, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get the tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The clover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and the lady. All right. Okay. So if I put these out where you can clearly see them. All right. So let's just say that the man is having marital problems, right? We could say that all of his problems started when he changed the way he sees his wife, right? That's the moon. Once they married, tower is mirroring her, right? Tower is the institution of marriage. They made it official, right? So once he married her, what used to be fun was now heavy and hard, right? And you could read it across too. You don't have to mirror. You could say that this is an uneven relationship. You know, the tower says there's a great distance between the one on the top and the one on the bottom, right? And this led to emotional pain, maybe regrets. Ooh, yeah, regrets. And, you know, the cross can show that trial period where you're testing the relationship. So we could say that the attraction, there's the moon, right? The attraction was fragile. Now I'm mirroring again, right? Mirroring the clover. The attraction was fragile. Respect was short-lived. And, you know, with the clover is the opposite of serious. So I'd say that this was a superficial attraction to begin with. You know, once the honeymoon was over, there was nothing meaningful between them. All right. So there, I just summarized that entire grand tableau in one sentence. All right, let me put these back because I want to turn this into wait, am I doing this right? I don't want to mess it up. Well, it doesn't matter. Oh no, I think, I don't know. I think it was like this. Yeah, I think that was it. Okay. All right, so what if we have a 9 by 4 plus 4? So how do we turn this into a 9 by 4 plus 4? We'll just take the bottom line and put them down here on the end. And, well, looky there. We got a 9 by 4 plus 4 now. All right, so let's do a counting round from, the man. Now let's do it from the lady again. I'm so indecisive today. Okay, so we're going to start with the lady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so now we got the clouds. We have to pretend, you know, there's no house here, but we're pretending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fox. Wow, this doesn't look too good for this guy, right? And again, if you counted another 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you come back to where you started. All right, so let me throw these down for you. And yeah, it looks like she's got to get rid of this guy, doesn't it? Look at that line. Oh my gosh. All right, so we have clouds, tree, scythe, man, fox. This is a message about a man. He's not faring too well. We could say that she has deeply rooted doubts about him and uncertainties. She knows something isn't what it seems. Something is wrong, but she can't see it clearly, right? So she now I'm jumping between reading across and mirroring, just reading what jumps out at me, right? So she knows something's wrong. She can't quite put her finger on it. But the message is, here's the scythe in the center facing him, you know, so the scythe, the message is to cut him out of her life or kill him. Okay, I'm just kidding about that last part. Yeah, so now how else can we, well, here, I'm just gonna bring this over here. Here, I laid this out. a few minutes ago. So how else can we perform a counting round? You can count it, use it in a box or portrait spread. So, you only have 9 cards here, but we want to reduce them to a nice simple line of 5, which is where most new readers start, right? With line of 3, line of 5. So you're probably more comfortable reading that. But no matter what, it's just a smaller, more manageable number of cards. All right, so we're going to provide a final statement or message. Maybe a message about the next step to take. All right, so you begin with the center card right here. Get this out of here. Right, so you begin with the center card in a box spread, and you pull that out. That's the snake, and then you just count by 2s. So we got 1, 2. We pull out the mice. 1, 2. We're going to pull out the coffin. These cards are slippery. 1, 2. We pull out the bear. And 1, 2. We pull out the whip. All right. So now we reduced our 9 cards to 5. All right. Here. There we go. All right. So we have snake, mice, coffin, bear, whip. All right. Well, we have to make up a question here. We'll say that this was for a young woman who was wondering if she should move into an apartment building. Yeah, right, because we have the tower here. But she sensed that there's something wrong because there are always vacancies. All right, so that's our little made up story there. Jeez, come on now, cooperate. Can you see that? Yeah. All right, so, well, the coffin in the center right away says, no, you shouldn't move there. It looks like underneath, oh my gosh, there's all kinds of problems, right? Because it looks like underneath that fresh paint and new carpeting, there's plumbing problems, there's probably rodents, infestations, and we got the bear and the whip here. And there's probably a lecherous apartment manager that's going to constantly try to get her into bed. All right, there you go. Okay, so that's definitely a no. You should not move into that apartment building. So lastly, I want to share, I'll use this as the example. I want to explain what counting the pips is all about. All right, so the pips are the playing card insets. Right, so this is not counting the card numbers, the Lenormand numbers. Like in this situation here, the bear, the bear is number 15, but we're not using that. We're using 10 of clubs. So you need a deck with the playing card insets, or you can just look them up in my book, right? Right here is on page 61. I have the playing card quick reference, so you can just look them up right there. All right, now queens here, right here, we have a queen, we have a jack, right? Jacks are 11 because we have up to 10 are our numbers, or numbered pips. So jack is 11, the queen is 12, and a king is 13. All right, so say this line of 5 here gave you a difficult message. You can add up the pips for a final word of encouragement. They call it a blessing. All right, but when you add the numbers up, it's going to give you a single Lenormand card. Okay, so, and here's the thing. If you add up the numbers and they are higher than number 36, you can do one of 2 things. You can add the 2 numbers together, right? Or you can subtract 36 from the number. So adding the numbers are always going to give you a low number, but the subtraction method gives you a wider range of possibilities. Now, that is the method that I use. But very often you get the same number, no matter which method you use. I mean, for example, if your number was 41, adding those 2 together give you 5, the tree. But if you subtract 36 from 41, you get 5, the tree, right? But if your number was 63, adding them together gives you 9 bouquet, but subtracting 36 from 63 gives you 27 letter. So it's not always the same. So decide on your method beforehand and stick with that. I mean, just go ahead and try them both, see which one you like better. It doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. So if we were to use this line of 5, we would get 12, 7, 9, 10, and 11, which is 49. And we would reduce that to 13, the child. And if you subtracted 36 from 49, again, you get 13, the child. So the final blessing might be to not be careless. So start over and look elsewhere. You're young and innocent, and you need to find a safer place. That could be our final message to that young woman who was thinking that she wanted to move into the apartment building with the lecherous apartment manager. Okay, that's it, my friends. As always, thanks for watching. Until the next video, keep playing with those cards. Bye, everybody.